Kane wanted out, and he was not going to sign a new deal with Tottenham. Tottenham and Bayern agreed today on principle to sell Kane.
Yeah.
Kane now doesn't want to leave Tottenham. Is that because he listened to me last week and decided that he wants to go for the Premier League all-time goal-scoring record? Or is he just going to play this season out and then go wherever he deems fit to want to go next season when he's on a free transfer?
Remember that he can go and then come back to the Premier League, right? So he can still work on Alan Shearer's record throughout these years. He doesn't have to just stay.
Man United fans' ears are perking up.
Man United, Chelsea, Manchester City. We've heard that one before. But yeah, it seems like Daniel Levy finally gave in to Bayern Munich, and they've come to an agreement. Yeah, then Sky Sports came out and said, a couple hours after that news broke, it's alleged that Kane wants to stay at Spurs. Now, British media, we know how that is, but I'm so sick of between him and Mbappe. They need to get it together. It's every transfer window we have a football player or a few, and it's just like, how can we even?
Well, we see it in like all sports, right?
Yeah.
But it seems that this summer it's been like, okay, well, Kane's gonna leave anyway. You might as well just sell him now, Tottenham. But now that he wants to stay for this other year and then potentially just stay in England and have a club, then have to break the banks. We saw it. Declan, the English tax is a real thing. Declan Rice is not a $100 million player, right? Yeah. He's a great player. He'll do very well in Arsenal, but he's not worth that. There's an English tax. We saw it's the same thing with Arsenal. Ben White, Harry Maguire. There's that. You have to pay more for English players in England. It's interesting to me though that the sudden change after it seemed like last week everything was headed towards, okay, he wants to be in Bayern. He didn't want to go to PSG. That Byron's a spot for him, right? But now, for whatever reason, they couldn't agree to terms on a personal terms on a deal or whatever. Maybe that's because they had, Byron wanted to put more bonuses in his contract. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't know. But it's very interesting that the turn, right? Now, maybe it's because the Prem season starts tomorrow and Kane wants to play. And the fact that Bayern season starts, the Bundesliga starts next week, and it might be kind of close, right? So I don't know. But Sarah, this is kind of shocking to me. And I was kind of thought that he was as good as gone, but he's not.
I mean, is he? I don't know. I'm so exhausted with this. I really think he needs to get out of Spurs. Yeah. He's 30 years old. I feel like we keep thinking that Harry Kane's like 27. Like, he's 30.
Yeah.
He's got to make some moves if he wants to win anything, if he wants to also just continue his career. No one's ever going to, even if he doesn't get Alan Shearer's record, no one's going to forget how good of a player Kane was. And if he goes to a place like Bayern Munich, where Michael Owen decided to come out today and say, basically playing for a team that's in, a farm league, which think that as you may, but they're competing for the Champions League. And they have a good shot of winning it.
With Harry Kane.
And then win the Bundesliga, and then win the DFB Pokal, the German Cup. So, what? Michael Owen,
again,
have several seats. I'm just thinking, Harry Kane, you got to get out of there. It's not, Tottenham is tainted.
And I think when you look at that, I think that might have been the discourse. Everybody's discourse was like, oh, you're going to a subpar league. Well, not every league you go outside of the Premier League is going to be subpar. It's the best league in the world. Tottenham, as you mentioned, have no chance of winning. You look at the odds for the Premier League. Tottenham, they're plus 1,400 or something right now.
Yeah.
But they're nowhere near, plus 4,400, excuse me.
Oh
plus
my God,
4,400 right now. That's with Kane, right? If they lose him, it goes way down. And we talked about it before. If Kane leaves Tottenham, they're a middle of the pack side, right? And City's so good. They're not going to compete for anything, maybe a Champions League spot, right? So I think if I'm Harry Kane, yes, I want to break the record and go down as that. But also, if I stay in England, there's another Euro next year too, which means something, right? And that England has a strong chance of winning. Could that have played a factor in it, like just staying in England because of the next year?
He's going to compete for England, whether he plays in Germany or England.
Well, you hear about that all the time.
He will play for England, whether he plays at Bayern.
No, but just because maybe the style of the game, play up to the upper level competition, right? Like, you're going to be
style of the game. What style of football is Tottenham playing?
That's true.
If anything, they should want him to go to Bayern so he's playing higher level football.
But is it higher level if he's playing in a better league
For sure,
league?
Premier League is better, but at least there's a system at Bayern. No offense to Spurs, but they've been miserable, and there's clearly been a missing part there for so long. And I don't think Ange Postecoglou is going to be able to fix them, unfortunately. That's really too bad. But I don't know. I think I'm sick of the Kane drama. I need him to come out and make a decision at this point. I hope he goes. I hope for his sake he goes, and also for Spurs' sake, because then they got to make some moves.
So